I heard a Junkrat. I heard that mine.
Oh boy, it really is 4 a.m., right? And so now NRG Esports, so they got, I guess, pushed a little bit to the limit, 1-1 up against Bye Week. A lot of people weren't expecting it, but, you know, we are all happy that Bye Week finally have their first map on the board, but they're already hovering over the quad-tank composition.
You know what, because I care about our fans and I do check to see what's going about, I'm going to plagiarize from our fans. Now, you might be like, what? But they did have a great comment in chat, is that, you know about Stratus? Can't spell Stratus without rat.
Yeah, no. You guys are smart. Yeah.
They know more than we do. Well, it's going to be Bye Week on the offense, and no surprise, Spot Tech.
NRG, though, it's the same composition that we saw on the Hollywood defense, where they have the Theresa, they have the Hog, and Poise is on the Sombra. It's going to be quick and loose coming up from Bye Week as they make their way up onto the high ground here. Stratus hasn't been able to get any damage off, surprisingly, so far as this Junkrat. He's only at 6%. That's the passive ultimate buildup.
Oftentimes, you'd look at Stratus and be like, he's at 50% ult right now. No, no, no. He's only at 10. So he has not been able to splash this meaty ball of tanks here just yet. NRG in a little bit of trouble to begin with. They're letting Bye Week have a lot of room, but Minish under pressure. What's going on? Butcher ends up falling. So does Rob. The dive from Bye Week, not really dive, but just rolling forward with your beefier bodies, it works out. Even though Butcher's gonna get res back up, it's gonna be difficult for NRG to twist this back around, especially because Stratus is out of the fight. You don't have a Riptire to save you now.
But Poise is getting close to that EMP, getting the D-Mech out to Waifu. Butcher was able to follow up, taking him on out. Smex has fallen though, so they're gonna go ahead and give up 2 ticks before they come in for the recontest, but Fozix falls to Pizza Demon. Poise just holding on to this EMP, and it looks like they're gonna go ahead and concede points Bye Week, able to just muscle them out.
Not really surprised that that's going to be the case here. Also, I'm not entirely convinced they should have really been Sombering versus this to begin with. And again, Poise did play better last map, so I do wonder if this is an East-West thing right now where he's just playing on rougher ping, but he does have a really nice set for Idiot P right now. Gonna hold on for another 8 seconds, but if he can go in, move in, drop the EMP, just drops it up front, able to get away. But I don't know if the fall throughs it. Where's the rest of NRG?
They were actually on the opposite side of the map there. Stratus gets taken out as Waifu. He was on the lure coming in from main. Earth Shatter followed up. The self-destruct takes out Smex. And now, Bye Week, they're just bowling their way on the point. Lifa comes in with the blind hook onto Poise, takes him out. 2 ticks already coming in for Bye Week, and no one's able to make it there. Stratus only gets 1 consolation kill onto Pizza Demon, and Bye Week now walk away with 5 minutes and 55 seconds.
I'm gonna channel my inner Krusty the Clown here. What was that? What? I EMP, and then it's just like, I EMP. No one else is there. What? All right, well, Bye Week playing well to take advantage of NRG's just very strange fight engagement there.
I don't know what to say either, CP. That really was an odd EMP coming out from Poise, especially seeing as how just the rest of his team were far away. Like, you saw, he was the only one on the front line. Generally, you want at least your Roadhog there, especially the EMP, getting rid of the Reinhardt shield. You're able to hook someone in and then finish them off.
I was willing to spot Poise, the ping difference there, but does a ping delay actually stop you from EMPing when none of your team is remotely close to following up?
I mean, this is also one of the issues that we were thinking maybe might happen, right? He is filling the shoes of Damon, and then just, it's not that easy to just like plug and play with a DPS at this point. Poise is having some issues so far right now, gelling with the rest of the NRG squad. Now remember, even though NRG have secured their way onto the playoffs, well, you still have the first stage of playoffs to get through before we even get to the LAN finals.
And at least for NRG, as they are clearly going through issues because they are not playing up to the level they did before, and as to be expected to a degree with a roster swap, they have time to fix this, but they still technically do have a chance to bring this back here in Horizon. Bye Week's at a very quick time, but they could do the same on their own, and we do have a swap buff here. It's gonna be Stratus on the Sombra now, but that means there's no Junkrat.
The last time we saw Poise on the Tracer, it wasn't a good look for him on Ilios, where he was taken down 3 fights in a row with the first person. Bye week once again with the quad tank NRG Esports. It's going to be difficult for the Tracer. Who is Poise supposed to try and eliminate here?
Anyone. Look, goal-wise right now, let's not get lofty. Oh, no! First death again. Farewell, Poise.
But
no, it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Leafa's down. He exposed himself while going for that, and NRG still might be able to play.
Oh,
okay. Anyone catch the number of that bus? It was Reinhardt.
It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 5, 4.
Oh no!
Oh.
Into the pits we go. Sheershoy just be like, yeah, into the pit. Gonna chase after you menacingly.
Smex is gonna go ahead and reset himself. And now NRG, complete reset coming out from them. Stratus only at 50% towards his EMP here. And so now NRG, this is an odd look coming out. We'll see. Ooh, Stratus gets spotted out. He has to back away. There we go. Poise is now into the backline, but he's been spotted out. He does not like the looks of Leafa in his way.
This is where he gets hooked. Leafa, not gonna connect that time around. NRG working around this left side, trying to get through this very beefy lineup. Colossus is gonna be coming out here from Pizza even early on, and they lost Sheershoy. Wasn't enough to keep him up, so they get rid of that tanky presence in front. They don't have to worry about him moving in. Of course, he used Earth Shatter in the middle of that, and for now, NRG is starting to get on through. They've done enough damage, and even though Waifu's explosion gets one, NRG has more than enough on the point. You have a hook here from a Hog in distress, but no one else can really help him. Leaf is gonna fall. NRG should have the point.
Yep. They've yet to take one tick, but with cleaning up Waifu, that's going to be the first and the second, and ultimately they will be moving on to point B. They've got 5 ultimates to work with to try and snowball into this. They also don't have to worry about Sheershoy's Earth Shatter. They should have heard that voice line, so they should know they can just walk up onto the point if they want to. I mean, I want to see Butcher and Smex get onto the point, force the tanks onto the low ground.
Again!
Poise!
Again! Poise is first picked off, and it's a good hook from Leafa, but come on, man. Come on.
All right, Poise finding it difficult now to gain his composure in the face of this Roadhog. Leafa has had his number the last few pushes.
And Minish, when Minish is on Hop.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, the Hog. Everyone has Poise's number, but Stratus has the EMP ready in this fight, but doesn't really have the ability to easily go in. He's going to translocate to the ground, but now he's going to invis for an opportunity. Diving more towards the back. Doesn't see anything he likes here just yet, and now finally decides to drop it down, but the barrier comes out. Dell with a very nice barrier afterwards. Not enough to save Sheershoy, but bye week, able to mitigate the worst effects of that EMP. Still very much fighting on this point.
Waifu doesn't get anything with that self-destruct, but as he gets back into his mech with the micro rockets, will be able to take out Butcher, and so NRG are thwarted once again on this push. Ooh, Leafa almost connecting again onto Poise. It's almost magnetic onto him. There's like some sort of weird passive. If Poise is in the game, Hook will land. Right
Doesn't
now.
matter what Hog. Hook Poise in.
All right, so we have some swaps. Flazix is going over to the Mercy, and Stratus is now picking up the Junkrat here. We'll see if they can try and maintain that high ground for him. But bye week are not going to give it up so easily.
Poise challenging Leafa once more. Oh no, McCree from the back. Poise first to fall. Damage boosted McCree enters the arena. And that's going to make things very tough for NRG. To keep the pressure up they need, where you just need contribution to have your Tracer.
Yeah,
2018.
He's at 83% towards his pulse bomb, when usually we're used to seeing a pulse bomb at least every other fight. At least every other fight. Now Poise playing a little bit further back. Waifu's right on top of him. Earth Shatter comes out, only connects onto Smex. That loud Stratus to get the damage off to Sheershoy. It's answered back though as Butcher falls. Dell's able to get the res, but Poise does not connect with that pulse bomb.
He almost blew himself up. He had to rewind out of that, or that would have been a self-inflicted pulse bomb. And he's just not able to get stuff done here. And bye week, they're taking advantage of the lack of pressure that's being put on him.
And NRG, they're slowly running out of time. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Again, Poise has to build up another pulse bomb, but it's going to be Stratus now. He's got the Rip Tire, and every time he has a Rip Tire, he at least gets one, possibly two. Poise in the 1v1 versus Lefa will go ahead and back off.
All right, this is a tire from Stratus, the one very consistent part of NRG in the course of this map. Gonna go up the flip side. Good control, gets Pizza Demon, but Stratus got tagged in the middle of it, but it doesn't matter. Gonna get brought back up, but both parties brought back up. Just hit the reset button and finish for now. Working with a lot of room here, getting supported by his team, gets Smex off, and then finishes McCree, doing quite well for bye week in this moment. Plenty of room to go for Fozix, as Fozix desperately trying to get out of range.
Yeah, Waifu was there just the entire time with the defense matrix, making sure that Smex could not take out Minish. It was close, he almost did. But once again, NRG walk away with nothing to show for it after committing a lot of ultimates into that now. It's down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Stratus will have another Riptire ready. Remember last time he went for it, it was Waifu who came in with the self-destruct to take him out, forcing out the res from Fozix. Will they be able to do that again? Now they are pushing in. It's the damage-boosted Junkrat as Butcher jumps in. He doesn't quite have the support, but he does force everyone onto the low
Poise
ground.
down. Lifa got him on the other end, so Stratus is going to lift them out of it. They use the res on Tracer. Don't see that super often. Waifu was trying to convert on that, ends up getting demaxed. Here comes the tire from Stratus. The ray of hope for NRG. Looking to the back. No one's shooting it. It takes down 2. That was the world's least attractive tire apparently because no one even wanted to look at it.
Yeah, it was like the 7-10 split coming out, but still was able to connect with it. But it didn't matter because once again, NRG, they're not able to apply pressure onto the point. They still have yet to secure a tick, even though they've had about 4.5 minutes here, maybe 5 minutes. Now we're seeing Stratus go all the way back to spawn. He's swapping off back to the Sombra now.
I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to get an EMP up in a minute. He's going to have to really lay in quite a bit of damage. I'm fine with the idea of a Sombra here, but he doesn't have time.
He's got a minute left. That's what he's got to work with. And he's not playing it into a triple tank where it's easy to build up that. We have the Valkyrie coming out from Fozix now. Poise almost got taken out again. He's going to go ahead and use that recall to keep himself alive. It's Butcher who's able to jump on top of Sheershoi. Waifu once again with a self-destruct. Does not connect with it this time, but it builds time for Sheershoi to get res back in.
Yeah, I made that resurrection safe for Dell, and Sheershoi's gone. Immediately focused down him right away, but Valiant Sacrifice leaves open Lifa and Waifu. They get the room they're looking for. Poise gets a little bit of revenge, ends up getting Dell. Poise coming back into play, and suddenly NRG might be able to extend this out yet, but they still have a ways to go. Respawns are coming in for bye week, and bye week, in fact, they're gonna slam the door.
Oh no, with these staggered eliminations onto NRG, they're gonna have a very disjointed push onto this point. 10 seconds left, 9 seconds left. NRG Esports, they don't have a tick yet. They will be able to touch it, but still, they're waiting for the rest of their members to get here. And with 1 second left, we have Poise jumping on in.
Poise moving in, this time not getting picked off immediately. So far as I finish that sentence, Lifa looking for a pulse bomb opportunity. Sheershoi's built up the hammer, that's been big. And you see Waifu already down. It's good. Will be up to Sheershoi now. Dropping the hammer and making room. Is he gonna do it? They got rid of Smex. Sheershoi getting a little bit of airtime. Waiting for that shield to dissipate. Drop the hammer. I don't think he got much, but Lifa coming back into play. It's back and forth. NRG super, super close, but not quite close enough as Poise picks up another kill. NRG actually is gonna cap this out.
Just in the nick of time, but they're still in an unenviable position. 5 minutes and 55 seconds is what bye week have in their time bank just to get a third onto point A. This is going to be a miraculous hold attempt out from NRG. We'll see if they can deal with the quad tank push coming out from bye week once again.
So the best case scenario for NRG here.
Well, if they get the draw.
Yeah, they get the draw. They're fine.
Yeah.
They win the series. I mean,
but they need the draw. Why we can send this to a map 5? Or wait.
Wait.
Okay. No.
We have confused ourselves. We have played 3 maps. Or this is the 3rd map, and we have 3 points on there. This has been a long day. Anyways, right now it is 1-1. So no, a draw would not be enough. That would just set things up to where
it would be map point.
Yes.
Yeah. As we move on to map number 4.
Either way, NRG have a rough task ahead of them here where it's much more likely that bye week is going to be going up 2-1.
So we do have the quad tank coming out, it looks like, from bye week, and why not? It worked out for them. They just kind of rolled through point A and then were able to snowball into point B. But again, once again, all they have to do is go ahead and take point A 1/3. Stratus is, of course, on that Junkrat again. Last time, though, bye week did a really great job of being able to push in with a speed boost, get into the high ground, force Stratus back before Stratus even built up any ultimate charge. He only got the passive off. So we'll see how quickly bye week can move through this.
Well, if it's any indication from last time, they can move through it pretty quickly. They did not give a lot of respect to NRG's defense earlier. Leafa gonna be looking for the hook, and no, hits nothing but staircase for the first hook here early on. Bi-Week though, well supported by their Moira in the back, keeping the push up and alive.
This approach wasn't as clean as it was last time. Take a look, Stratus, he's got that Riptire and he is running all the way back. He's gonna have the damage boost of the Mercy also. Here it comes, Riptire on in. Who's he gonna try and find with it? It's gonna be the Zarya. No, gets cleared, Sheershoy.
Nice fire strike. Keep team safe, says Sheershoy. NRG still looking to fend this out, but it's back and forth, more back and forth than you would actually care. That would be the situation. Sheershoy though, get a fall on the other end. Specs coming back in. Whole hog, room made. Gonna be double kill here from Specs, and pressuring D.Va out all the same.
Yeah, that's actually huge for Specs because he had a lot of members of his team actually fall. They were coming back from spawn now. So that's what allows him to stabilize, and you want to be able to stabilize here, especially because there is no room for error for NRG here on the defense if they want to keep this alive.
NRG looking for that draw to keep things 1-1 going to the final map. Meanwhile, Bi-Week looking, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Leafa, you're going so far deep. This is taking place so far off the point.
They forced out the Transcendence early. That was a great move by them, bisecting them, but Poise was able to take out Sheershoy. He is low, but he's got the EMP and he's back into this fight. Leafa not connecting with that hook, was able to dislodge that next one, but still they have to be careful. The Coalescence is gone now. Pizza Demon along with Bi-Week are starting to back away.
NRG is just sort of treating Bi-Week as if they were a cat drawn to a laser point. It's just like, if we stay behind the points, they will fight us off the points. I mean, it is working out. They are drawing the ball back, but they have to be worried about the Graviton coming in soon.
I mean, the theory was sound, right? They had them separated in half. Waifu takes out Rob. Dad, we'll get back to that later. The Riptire wasn't enough to take them out, but it keeps them low. The cleanup is there, but Leafa now, Graviton surge!
Oh, the guy got the point!
Takes them off the point!
Oh,
and
no!
Bi-Week will take the win. Now they're up 2-1.
Poise just dropped that EMP. Is like, I've had enough of this EMP.
I still say nothing, for there is one map left. Let's talk about the defensive strategy versus the offensive strategy, because we saw a lot of the same team comp, regardless of kind of the position that Bi-Week was playing.
I mean, look, strategy is all fine and good, but I will tell you a strategy that does not work out well in Overwatch. Getting your Tracer picked off early, repeatedly. It is a rough look, but beyond that, I just think NRG wasn't comfortable dealing with the quad tank in any environment when it was out there. They weren't able to poke it down as effectively as they normally would, and it's just like, you see the clear effects of them missing Damon.
Yeah, and then they try to like swap off onto like a quasi dive onto point B attack, and it just never worked out. Minish was always alive in the back line. We got to see on the defense, he actually pulled out the McCree, and he was alive longer than anyone really should be on that McCree. He's a very vulnerable spot here on point B, because usually if you're not running with the Ana, when you're running with the Mercy, you leave both of those supports, the support along with the DPS, very vulnerable. But Waifu was doing a great job of keeping him covered.
Yeah, and this is normally where you'd expect the Tracer to be putting pressure on the McCree, right? Where you think, oh, the McCree controls the Tracer, but the McCree has to always worry about getting flanked from the side, is generally has a lot of attention drawn to the Tracer player, but because NRG wasn't able to get the normal pressure they did there, that did give Minish way more room to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit from last map as well. Waifu kind of carrying a lot of the weight as not just tanking, but also dealing damage. She was responsible for, Waifu was responsible for, sorry, it's hard, for a lot of kind of turning the tide in a lot of those team fights.
I think Waifu has probably been the brightest part of Bi-Week overall, just the self-destructs he's been able to land, even going a map further back. I think his D.Va play has been remarkably solid. When Bi-Week, if you remove previous weeks where they did have Sugar Free playing, which is back to the very beginning, I would say Waifu overall has probably been Bi-Week's best player.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see it on Ilios. He found the moments. Of course, Far Mercies, on very open sky maps, they do find themselves vulnerable to the self-destruct, and we saw that on Ilios. But then again, we see the multifaceted use of the self-destruct. You can use it to try and keep your Mercy safe while she's trying to go for a res. Sheershoy fell. They go ahead and use the self-destruct to cover that resurrection. Sheershoy falls again, but still, it was sound play coming out from Bi-Week in that regard.
Sheershoy goes in, he dies,
Goes in again.
Goes again.
Yeah.
Dies. One death is not enough to deter him. He's basically playing as if it was Mario and he had extra lives.
Yeah, no, he's kind of like a Viking, right? He just wants a glorious death over and over again. He wants to go to Valhalla at that point.
All right. Let's check out where we're going. We are taking it finally to Junkertown. This is our 4th map. It could possibly be the last, but given kind of how NRG, where the strengths for NRG are versus where the strengths for Bye-Week have been in this matchup this series, I feel like NRG has the upper hand here. We haven't seen much strong Widow play out of Bye-Week at all. We have seen Lifa did go on to Widow for a while, and he was doing all right, but all right's not going to cut it on a map like Junkertown.
The only thing I'd say, though, is that I don't have much faith in NRG's hit scan play right now. They lost an OWL caliber player, which is a happy thing for the org. Don't get me wrong. You want your players to be signed to OWL. Poise hasn't really given the indication that he's going to be this fantastic player here yet, and it could lead to a very different NRG.
Yeah, and especially going into, of course, playoffs. It's going to be a round of 8 starting next Sunday, and you don't have that much turnaround time to try and get this work.
Alrighty, well, we are going to roll into game and see how this shakes out. Will Bye-Week be able to take the series 3-1? We'll find out.
Well, they've already increased their map win rate by
undefined.
It's undefined. Yeah, it's undefined.
It was from 0 to 2. We did not have any sort of value to attribute there. Now we have not 1 but 2 points.
Infinitely, they've increased their map win rate. Now Bye-Week, they're going to be starting off on the defensive, and we're wondering if they're going to play the Widowmaker. It's going to be Lifa on it, but they're running a triple tank composition into this, so this is going to be interesting to see coming out from them. Waifu once again, of course, on that Diva, Minish on the Roadhog, Sheershoi on the Reinhardt. So no Theresa, they're not working with that kind of synergy with the Roadhog, with the Widowmaker here.
Now, I will defend Poise once here in saying that, again, we don't know the server situation. If this is on West and he was playing on East before, it's possible he just doesn't have playable ping on East. So if Poise suddenly goes crazy here, you know what?
And this is the hero to do it on, especially here in Junkertown. He's got that Widowmaker, he's got the shield pressure also. We had Bastion for just a second, but it's the double sniper composition coming out from NRG, along with Rob on that Sombra.
For now, NRG getting plenty of mileage off of this play. Bye-Week, of course, sticking with their heavy tank composition. No Winston in sight. This is a scientist-free zone. They don't believe in science, and Stratus might want to believe in Hogs hooking him in. But on the other side, and it's just a little bit too deep. Gets taken down. Lifa, though, evening things up. So not quite clear sailing here for NRG just yet.
We'll see if they're going to be able to get that resurrection off, but it doesn't look like they are able to on the side of Bye-Week. Poise is still alive, and he has spotted out the enemy Widow. Lifa and him taking the battles so far, but now Poise with the shoulder peaks. It will be able to connect with a headshot, taking Lifa out.
All right, we'll see if Poise can get a little bit extra here. Widow on Widow game, not too bad in the beginning. Roadhog on Widow game, a little bit weaker, but that's about how that usually goes.
And again, it's Poise. Poise is on the field, he's going to get hooked. But NRG will be able to push forward with this. Looks like Bye-Week might be setting up for a retake. They might want to come out to contest this. They are going to go for it. It's going to be Sheershoi. Of course he's going to go for it.
Yeah. How dare I doubt our Lord and Savior. He's just, oh God, it's a dragon. It's powered him whole. Oh, Mother of God. Stratus taking down 4. The flanking dragon. Make it 5.
That's what I like to call the MacGyver Space Dragon, where they use Butcher's halts along with, of course, that Dragon Strike. So very similar to a Graviton and Dragon Strike combination. Stratus, take a look. He just used it. He's already at 43% towards his next Dragon Strike.
To a degree, this is a bit of a fever dream. Where, that just happened. Dragon just ate 4 people. In what has been a ridiculous turnabout, but we still have Rob on the EMP. Gonna be looking to set this up here in no short order. Poise got down. So Poise slowly starting to turn it on, and you kind of wonder about the ping situations. NRG is looking considerably better here so far, but it's Sheershoi and Lifa diving in deep, and Rob still hasn't pulled the trigger on the CMP.
He has not, and Sheershoi's just been able to just swing with that hammer. That's all he can do because he was hacked, and so that just really enables Sheershoi at this point. So maybe they shouldn't go for the hack onto Sheershoi, because that just means he's going to unload with that hammer.
Why would he hold up a shield when he can only swing the hammer? You've now removed the possibility of him holding up the shield. He can only swing the hammer.
If there's a flow chart here, don't let him swing. Don't let him swing. And now, Poise on the Widowmaker was able to open it up last time with one pick, but it's interesting that NRG are sticking with this double sniper composition here. Phozix does have, of course, that Valkyrie. Rob gets spotted out, and he gets taken out. Waifu with the focus coming out onto him. When
your Waifu finds you in the dark corner, and it's not a pleasant experience. Smex, meanwhile on the point, gets some work done for NRG, ends up with 2, but you still have Waifu on the outskirts. And I don't think Smex cares. Smex is like, my payload, mine.
They've even got all the information to work with here. Halt hook does connect. Waifu will get taken out along with Dell. And so NRG will be able to secure second here. Bioweek still not making any adjustments. Only Leafa going over to that Tracer. They're sticking with this triple tank composition. Dell has now swapped off. He does not like the Mercy anymore.
I would say that Rob is a very considerate Sombra. Doesn't like turning out the lights. Believes everyone should have clean energy, especially if it's provided by Lumerica.
Wait, Lumerica's also in Australia? Okay, good to know.
I mean, it's an evolving market. No one else is there right now in the Overwatch lore.
I mean, we're talking about lore here. Poise is still getting hooked in by every Roadhog hook that comes out, but Leafa starts it off. Stratus has fallen down, and now Rob finally used that EMP, but they don't have the damage behind it quite yet. Pizza Demon was almost able to make it out, but Butcher keeps him there with the hold, takes him out. It's a real back and forth affair, but NRG are finally able to pull ahead as Poise takes out Minish. With that, Bioweek are sent to the respawn queue.
Well, better late than never. EMP comes out, sets up NRG well. 3.5 minutes left. They're actually saying a pretty quick time here.
Yeah, just minimal defense really coming up from Bioweek, and now they're making the swap-offs. Minish is going over to the Soldier 76. No, he's going to take the Widow battles up against Poise.
All right, Poise, who has been playing remarkably better here so far. Halt coming in early, going to find a Diva directly in his face. Poise going to need to back that up a little bit. But while this goes on, Minish got caught out. Rob got the Sombra pressure in the back, and Smax is it time the whole hog. Doesn't even use it yet. Cleaving on through Sheer Shoy. And NRG getting pick after pick here. Bioweek starting to fall apart. And NRG very close to pushing this one in.
Yeah, throughout all that, Sheer Shoy just does not give a single care in the world. Will continue to swing with that hammer. So he'll have an Earth Shatter. We've seen him connect with them, but he just doesn't have the same kind of follow-up from the rest of his team to really convert the Earth Shatter into anything. Now it's going into just...
He doesn't need a team. Drops the hammer and... sets up Waifu!
Yeah.
2 kills and a down supercharger. That's enough.
All right, Sheer Shoy. I'm a little bit disappointed because this time he's only got 26% ultimate off of that Earth Shatter now. But they were able to stabilize, but this is not a position where you want to stabilize. This allows NRG to come back and use that underpass to really cut the distance to get back onto the point. So the respawn distances, they're not that much different between the two teams, between the offense and the defense.
No, and this is a good situation for Rob too, where he can come with the EMP, catch Bioweek a bit off guard. He's gonna go stealth here in just a moment. It's back up, he's waiting. Now it's risky because he could get caught out just by random Diva fire here, but still waiting. Rest of NRG moving around the outskirts. They have to get on the payload soon, and Rob hasn't committed to the EMP yet. The part is that NRG still has to get around safely. Now they're back in progress. He's gonna commit. There's the dragon, and Rob doesn't pull the trigger.
Yep, he's holding on to it for now. Got the individual hack off onto Sheer Shoy. Does use that translocator, but Minish was right on top of it. Had that flashbang, and so already man advantage for Bioweek here. We do have the Valkyrie just getting used, so Phozix is now out of it there. He's able to get the res back onto Rob. Damn, they're keeping this alive.
Poise on the McCree, suddenly coming out in big fashion here. It's high noon. Dead. Leafa taking down 2. He might have gotten killed in the end, but that still could be enough for Bioweek to come back in here. They still gonna need a little bit of help. Waifu gonna fall on the point. Respawns on the way back out. Minish, it's not quite high noon. This was enough to get 2, in fact. They got 2 before he fired it off. And that could be enough. You have the respawns coming in for Bioweek, and it is.
It's down to the last minute now, last 50 seconds for NRG Esports. We have some swaps coming out. Stratus now going over to the Genji, but the thing is, trying to play this Genji without the rest of the dive becomes very difficult now. Rob himself will also swap off onto Zenyatta, so they want to give him that orb. They want to make sure that he can succeed here.
NRG coming down to the final push. A whole hog is about all they have, which is situational at best, though Smex certainly found good uses for it. Fight now going in. Sheer Shoy, he doesn't have a back button, but he will get hooked back early on. Ends up getting a barrier. Still trying to go in deeper, despite Smex knocking him up into the air. Rob, though, has fallen. Minish making the best use of the space. With NRG down 2 already, their odds look grim indeed. Leafa on the cleanup.
Last 5 seconds, NRG have lost almost everybody. Phozix is going to try his best to keep the point alive by just touching it. Overtime has ticked away, but take a look at the body blocking coming out. Smex is nowhere near it, and NRG will be put to a stop here. 98.94 meters into point 2.
Which means, bye week, for their first series win, all contenders long, all they need to do is essentially finish out Junkertown. And the dream for them could be realized.
I mean, they've already got 2 maps. I'm so happy for them. I'm a proud dad at this moment. But taking a look at this for their offense, they are looking to go for, of course, that triple tank composition once again. Why not? Minish has been able to deal for the most part, along with Waifu, up against Poise. Poise had its moments here on Junkertown, but it just was not enough for NRG, and Stratus just did not have that same kind of impact that we got to see throughout the majority of this match.
NRG, I mean, I'd say they're in a tough position, but the reality is that they can lose this map.
Yeah.
And the result is the very same as if they were to win this map and for, say, map number 5. There's way more sentimental value to this than bye week.
I can say they walked away with a victory from Contenders. I mean, NRG definitely can just look at this kind of like, hey, we have playoffs next week. We're just gonna try. We're gonna try and make this roster work. With losing Damon, with bringing on Poise, this is definitely, you know, experimentation time for them before, well, it comes into crunch time.
It's going to be hard for NRG, though, especially when, of course, they're going to be looking at fighting Toronto Esports, where Toronto has just been surging on all levels. NRG, no matter how this series ends up going down, NRG has a lot to fix before next week.
Oh, yeah. That is an understatement, to say the least now. But there have been some moments of great brilliance. We'll see, though. Poise, it does look like you had mentioned, it's coming down to server issues. Being on the East Coast does not serve him well at all. It's the Nene case. Leafa, out the gates. He's got the Widowmaker. He's got the damage boost, but the Orisa shield is there, standing in his way.
Leafa looking for the pickoffs. Bye week for now, just casually moving up the payload.
Yeah, and so Leafa, he's going to have a difficult time trying to deal with the Orisa, right? Bye week, they've got the mobile Reinhardt, but there will be times where just Shearshoy just moves out of position and allows Poise to come in and find the shot. But for now, the other team really trying to engage. Finally, as we make it over to the bridge, that's where NRG are going to make their stand. Halt comes in, no hook connected though.
Leafa going to be going around the left flank now. Nice approach, but not the greatest follow through. Could have gotten the Mercy immediately. Does get Poise and gets up getting a second. So as soon as we turn away from Leafa, he turns it on. And bye week, working their way through, they res up Shearshoy, and yeah, he's going straight in.
They got the coalescence. He's going to go for the charge. He's going to go for the swings there. Did he connect? Waifu does, taking out Rob. Finds the second onto Butcher. Now Shearshoy, he will not be sated. He's at 92% towards that Earthshatter. Will have it for the next fight.
Go full to the spawn.
Bulldoze through NRG.
Don't care about the payload. Give us Shearshoy. Yes!
Oh,
we must go deeper. We must dive into NRG territory to hear their lamentations, to drop the hammer upon our enemies.
Oh, he's gonna
Look
go
at
for it.
He's going so deep.
He was gonna go for it. If that Halt wasn't there, he was gonna go for the Earthshatter. You could tell it in his eyes. You could see it in his soul. He wants this.
Go back up.
Yeah, he's gonna go for it. The Halt is there every single time.
He can't go back. Oh no, he's hooked in. Down he goes.
He was trying so hard, but because of the pressure that he was applying, that means that Bioweek was able to push forward with this payload. So now they do lose Minish. It's going to be a full reset coming up from Bioweek.
Yeah, this is what happens when your Reinhardt has no fear. The rest of your team is the price.
I mean, he was kind of like Jason, just an unstoppable force, right? Every time you look back, there he is again, inching ever closer to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the Jason theme offhand. I'm just thinking Jaws was like, da-da. It's just like imminent doom. It's like, somebody kill
At least there's drama in that, right? Like, you don't know where the shark is. You know where Shearshoy is, right in front of you, slowly walking you down.
Please, somebody deal with him. He's just slowly.
Now this is the Jaws theme, like, sounding right here. He's like being sneaky, but Stratus is gonna try and be sneakier with this Riptire.
Jake
he
special.
spots him out. He knows where the Widowmaker is, and he connects onto Leafa.
All right. acceptable. Got Leafa in the end. Bought time for his team. Shearshoy not going to commit to the flanking plan. Perhaps this man does have fear.
Oh no, they got the rest, so now he's like, okay, never mind. We're going back. We're going back into this.
We are absolutely going back into this, says Shearshoy.
The best part is, as he's trying to exit there, he makes his
goes.
intentions known. He's swinging his hammer the whole time, just making as much noise as possible to get them all to turn around. The coalescence wasn't enough to keep them alive, but maybe this is going to be
Leafa and Waifu are bringing this back. They might have lost Shearshoy, but that was merely a distraction. Waifu is the main course, coming back in the other way. Gonna get juggled down the point, but Baby D.Va in play, chasing down Roadhog, got his mech back immediately. Good. Wow.
He's able to hunt him down. The hook comes on in, but Waifu's got the bucket. He's gonna be able to stay alive. Doomfist coming in. Who is that? Minish? It is indeed. He will be able to clean up Smex. Last minute stall is coming out from NRG here, but they will lose their lives for that effort. And so now, bye week, they're on the verge of winning this series out. It's 2-1 in their favor.
Bye week has no fear. Bye week is taking your energy. Those in chat, they're feeling it, and they have a Doomfist.
Yeah, Minish.
Doomfist!
We got to see, I believe, like, was it last week or the week before, where Minish was just spamming this Doomfist.
All right, well, the Doomfist, I'm willing to believe. Shearshoy going in. Oh,
what is that angle?
Got robbed up. Here comes the tire. Stratus trying to bring this back in. Might not need to get much of this. NRG was able to bring it back the other way, and Leafa gets the tire, but fortunately for bye week, NRG is getting the rest of the fight. Although, this is really deep. That's really deep. Butcher unable to get out.
Oh boy.
This could be going back the other way.
Yeah, this is actually a huge opportunity for bye week. Opened up by Shearshoy's surprise Reinhardt shatter on the high ground. But Rob getting Leafa might actually put a pause to them. They're gonna go ahead and push forward with the Transcendence. Now Waifu with the self-destruct. Will he connect? No, but he is able to make it back into his mech.
Well, we're back and forth in all sorts of ways. Coalescence up. That means it's time to move in. Meanwhile, Minish, Meteor Strike in play. Usually don't want to open with it, but look, today, right now, is the day of possibilities. They lost Pizza Demon as Minish dives in from the skies. Doesn't quite connect with what he was hoping for there. Leafa got Stratus.
I'm sorry, Shearshoy got Shatter, use Shatter. As soon as he built it up, he went ahead and used it, and now things are working out for bye week. They're on the cusp of taking their first series, their only series here in Contenders.
Yeah, I think Shearshoy, the way it works is that he just has his Q key held down the entire time. It's just like, I will drop the hammer as soon as I get this.
How does he stop sticky keys, though? It's got to, like, keep coming up.
Oh, you hack Windows.
Okay, yeah.
That's the real meta.
All right, Reg edited. Now, Minish not able to connect with that Rocket Punch, but he's in the back line. Leafa starts it off. Rob has fallen.
Rob out of the fight immediately. Minish, though, tastes the mind of Stratus. The Doomfist Dream put back into spawn. Meanwhile, Stratus,
they're doing it.
Finds Mercy. Acceptable.
NRG fighting back from the brink here. Self-destruct is going to be used. And it only gets the D-Mech onto Waifu with poise, finding that frag onto Leafa. It's going to allow them to stabilize, but take a look at how much time bye week have left. 2 minutes left. This is the same case that NRG were in their final few pushes.
Bye week, one more good push is all they need, Jamerson. They will be victorious.
I can already see out of my peripheral vision, Gina's over there just kind of like holding her breath. She's actually about to faint. She's turned blue.
Yeah, we might, I don't know, we might just have to do it as a 2 here because, yeah, she's holding her breath so much, like, who knows? But, Finish, right now, okay, Waifu staying on the top. And meanwhile, where is Shearshoy? We need our Shearshoy cam right now. Like, we're looking at measured D.Va play.
Okay, there he is.
Okay.
No on the front line, they're gonna go ahead and make their way onto the payload now. Starting to make progress, it's instantly contested. That's the coalescence out. That means Shearshoy's gonna swing. He was dropped low. Transcendence was used by Rob, and now they're diving on back, trying to get that Winston, but Butcher will be able to make it out alive. Leafa, though, is still here.
Oh!
He's up by Rob.
Kicked in the face. Del still might be able to bring him up. Del's definitely looking for it. Got Minish there supporting, so Theresa could be back up. Deadeye up, gets poise in the back. Bye week. Now with the real opportunity to bring this through, their first series victory. NRG, though, just want to be a party to it. Drops the barrier. Oh my goodness, Stratus getting pushed to the end. Down goes Stratus, down goes the tire. Bye week. Could they make this happen?
They're resetting.
Yeah. You see Leafa, though, still looking for this.
But the way that they're resetting
Shearshoy doesn't reset.
No. Sheershoy gives no cares in the world whatsoever. He's got his Mara. He's topped off again. How many Earth Shatters has this guy had?
The ground will never be the same. There's earthquakes being reported in Australia. The coalescence is out. Stratus poked down by Minish. The headshot to the Genji.
Oh, the pulse bomb was there. It will finish him off, and now it looks like NRG Esports want to send this to a map number 5 as we go into overtime. It's just down to Leafa to keep this alive along with Waifu, but they will get cleaned up. NRG Esports, hold on. We're going to our second, 5th map of the night.
It can only end in a dramatic fashion. Courage, not enough for bye week there. To a degree, perhaps not continually rushing with Reinhardt. Might have been better.
And by the way, our 5th map tiebreaker is just going to be a 1v1 Reinhardt battle. That's how we're settling this. That's how we're settling this.
I don't want to go to Oasis. I want to see the Rhines fight. Let them fight.
We're going to Rialto. It's just going to be Rhine battles. Let's go.
It looked like bye week was kind of taking a page out of Envision's playbook there, trying to run it down to overtime against NRG, and it served them well right up until the very end when the map flipped, and you know, they did ultimately lose it, but they gave NRG a run for their money.
NRG felt the fear.
They saw
a Reinhardt stare them down and break all the rules of the game. It's like, he's gonna die. His team's already near him.
It's like,
and eventually the hammer drops.
Jason, Terminator, all combined. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. And NRG has to be rethinking their life choices right now because they got the pennant stare coming out from Reinhardt.
That's what happens when you sell your soul to the gods of hammers. Like, so what did we see out of them? Obviously, Sheershoy stand out with that Reinhardt. What did we see with Minish? What did we see with Waifu? We saw a lot of really incredible plays kind of across both teams, but it was always NRG on their heels.
I mean, I think Waifu was still very consistent. I mean, he's playing Overwatch more in a normal fashion, and to a degree, I mean, still made himself look pretty good in this map, just as he's done all series long. So I think Waifu right now is adding to his portfolio and being like, hey, guys, give me a shot.
And this is one of the best performances we've also seen out of Minish on bye week's side. I mean, we've seen the Doomfist out of him. We've seen the Roadhog along with the McCree. And you know what? He's been doing a good job so far. Poise hasn't had the same impact as Minish has.
Yeah, we've seen Poise kind of taking many bullets and hooks and hammers and everything right to the face.
Oh, that was actually a beautiful setup.
That was nice.
Yeah. Just booped them up into the air out of behind that shield. That was nice.
It's like, oh, it's high noon. I'm on the ground. Oh, no, I'm in the sky.
Is there anything NRG can do to try and support Poise more, or it's really just it's a matter of mechanical skill at this point?
Mechanical skill.
Oh my god, I forgot about this. Yes!
Oh.
Stratus is crazy quadra kill on this dragon.
Yeah, the MacGyver dragon, yeah.
Yeah, that dragon ate. Okay, I enjoy my gluttony. It is well known I am a glutton, but look, that dragon.
Well, they're so often starved. Like I don't think I've ever seen a quadra kill.
It was just the setup
dragon.
coming out from the halt there that just kept them all. You have to remember that the halt does have, of course, the movement speed debuff with it for that first second after you get halted in, and so they just got caught in and they got destroyed.
Aw.
Nom, nom.
All right, well, we are heading into our 5th and final map. Oh my goodness, we're going to Oasis. Now, neither of these teams, actually, no, this is going to be a hard one. This is going to be a hard one. We do have Stratus coming back on that Pharah probably, and it's going to be really hard for bye week to counter that. We did see some resistance to it, but it came in the form of Waifu and of, I want to say it was Minish, just kind of going together and trying to find some kind of like damage boosting her and trying to get in there, but
bye week has a great counter.
Map.
The great counter for bye week is you ignore Stratus, as good as he is. You play a Roadhog. Doesn't matter. Put any player in your team on the Roadhog. Hook Poise.
Hook Poise, kill Poise, yeah.
Repeatedly. Hook Poise, kill Poise like 4 times in a row.
This is it. This is Oasis. Tied 2-2. NRG to bye week. Bring it home, boys.
And the Roadhog choice, Minish.
It's going to be Minish this time. All right. And why not? He's been doing a good job so far. Leafa is going over to the McCree instead of Minish this time. Okay. A lot of swaps coming around. Stratus, of course, will be on that Pharah here. He's got Rob in tow with that Mercy now, so we'll see how well he can actually control the tanks with this. Hook comes out, Minish did not connect.
That's not poise. That's not poise at all.
That's the first mistake you made right there.
Yeah, what? Why are you trying to hook a diva?
Oh,
and poise down. All
it
right.
doesn't matter.
We got a McCree on cleanup. It's fine. The plan has been fixed back the other way. The adjustment bureau.
I think it was the bait, right? To like let Poise like lower his guard. Oh, the hook's gone?
The hook's fine! I mean, as a result, you lose your Tracer early. Bye-week gets way more control of the fight. They're gonna take the first control.
And this is exactly how we started off Ilios, I believe. Poise goes down, and the rest of Bye-week clean up the members of NRG. So now this is the difficult position for Stratus to be in. Even though he is on this Pharah, he's almost got the barrage. It's so hard to get the retake with the Pharah Mercy combination coming into this. Leafa, though, is hiding away right now. Hook comes in. Nope, it was not Poise, it was Smacks, and he's gonna get demacked.
While Poise still going in deep, trying to get a little bit poked to make Stratus' job a little bit easier. Dashing around, he's built up a pulse bomb, but while this is going on, Smacks and Butcher are both gone. I mean, dance all you want, but the party's over, and Poise must leave.
He does back away, and that's also like another issue that he's running into playing this Tracer. Because Sheersoy is just completely aggressive, right? So when the Tracer jumps into the back, instead of holding up his shield, he's just like, no, I'm going to swing on you. And all of a sudden, he's down to half HP, and he has to back away. Like, no one's respecting Poise at this point.
You're just like, normal Reinhardts don't play this way. She's just like, I'm not a normal Reinhardt. I have no fear. Oh, Leafa's down! Double teamed on both sides. Smacks gonna take him down. That's one threat to Poise out of it. Gets Pizza Team on the other side, and a barrage can be making it rain directly to a defensive matrix, but it's not. It got Dell, and NRG should be able to flip this back the other way.
And in a much better position this time around. It was a really quick take out of them, so Bye-week give up 71, or excuse me, NRG give up 71% over to Bye-week here. But you have to also remember, Bye-week hasn't used anything but their Coalescence. So they're coming back into this fight with 5 ultimates. Sheersoy, he's got his Earth Shatter, and he's as soon as he sees someone, he is going to go ahead and drop that.
Really has his Earth Shatter? He must have used it like 15 seconds ago. It's the only thing
and
that makes sense.
he just built it up again.
Yeah. Well, either way, he's going to be looking for the Shatter. And verticality, not necessarily working out as well for him here, but he waits. He stalks. You have the sound barrier in from NRG early on. Now he's just waiting. Butcher out of the fight early. Could be time to drop the hammer. Gonna get 2 if he drops it now. Oh, ends up falling to the side, and I'm not even sure he got Lucio, in fact.
Yeah, he wasn't able to convert off of it, but Leafa was. The space was there for him to get that high noon onto Rob. So the damage that goes over to that Pharah, it is gonna stick. It's Smacks. He's starting to get hunted down. He's gonna get demexed shortly here. Somehow, Fozik's staying alive.
Fozik's still in there. Meanwhile, you have Leafa on the McCree, looking for anything in the air, or perhaps a Tracer as well. Poise has a pulse bomb ready. But you see Bye-week getting more control. Hooks in Winston. Oh my goodness, he's not dead. He's still somehow alive. He's still alive. Gets into healing. What in the world? Butcher finally falls, but living for far longer than he had any right to. Buying more time for NRG.
Yep, so it's going to be 72% to 71% as Bye-week take it back, and now NRG are in that same spot. They need to come in with a retake. Last time Smacks was able to take out Leafa, and then from there Stratus had the freedom to just go willy-nilly onto the members of Bye-week. Will they be able to recreate that? Smacks takes
Poise
the high
down.
ground. Oh, Leafa takes out Poise.
Leafa was ready around the corner, caught him out, but the resurrection is there. They weren't covering that, so it's still NRG's ability to come back in here. Stratus on a nice approach. This could be solid for Barrage. Doesn't have to worry about the diva for that angle. At least not yet. Leafa on the Deadeye doesn't connect, but the Barrage from Stratus shut down. Waifu got back in time. Rob's out of the fight. There will be no res. And Bye-week very likely take this round.
They are going to sit on match point. Poise will fall. Overtime ticks away. It's going to be the first point going over to Bye-week. They can do it, ZP. They can walk away with this victory. It's a moral victory.
Little do you know,
victory.
Sheersoy will keep walking.
Yeah.
He actually can't stop.
No.
He's playing the movie Speed in the body of a German man.
I want to see actually, like you've ever watched Rudism?
I have not.
Okay, he's the guy. He's the streamer who like played a lot of Overwatch with like he played Winston with bananas. He played Hanzo with like a Nerf arrow set. You never seen him?
I have not.
Okay.
Sounds
well, I want to hook. he also had a stream where he set himself up with, I believe it was the inflatable hammer, the inflatable Rein hammer, and played Reinhardt that way. I want to hook Sheershoy up to that rig.
No.
No?
Sheershoy, why would you give him an inflatable hammer? He doesn't have any sense in this. Give him a real hammer. Break down the entire apartment, Jamerson. Have some vision.
See a carpenter or a demolition crew. Sheershoy on the Reinhardt once again. And you know what? Butcher, he's taking the call. He wants a glorious battle. Rein versus Rein. Let's go.
Rein on Rein. Let the rumble in the not jungle begin. Sheershoy jumping in the Stratus. No fear.
No fear whatsoever. I mean, you know, it's like charging a barrel full of fish, I guess, because they were just like caught up right in the middle there. Now Butcher does answer back, taking out Dell, but still it's a man advantage for Bye-Week until Sheershoy falls. Poise now is on the Diva, and
Butcher stopped Rein. His Earth Shatter did more, and NRG gets first control.
I think this is a better look. Going for the triple take now. Poise, of course, not on the squishiest hero here in Overwatch. Instead, he's on one of the more tanky heroes with that Diva. So that might be the difference maker here, as NRG are looking to tie this up and send this to a 3rd point on University.
Bye-Week looking for their way back in, because why not bring it to 3? Sheershoy coming in from the left, 13% ult, gets Diva to corner, 44%. Meanwhile, Butcher got Dell off the charge of his own. Sheershoy in trouble, a hog in his face. Coalescence, though, comes out in time. More room to swing the hammer, 72%. Meanwhile, the barrier out from NRG and the fight, oh goodness.
True.
Like 2 Rams fighting over a mate. Headbutts.
Only one can be the real Rein. Butcher screams out, but he actually had help of the rest of his team there. And so it's gonna be NRG 50%. Butcher, take a look, Butcher and Sheershoy, they're going toe-to-toe. Take a look at their ultimates right now, 88% to 89% for Sheershoy. So a slight advantage for him. He's got the Earth Shatter, he's moving forward.
This is the darkest timeline, dude. Here comes a tire from Stratus on the other end. Looking for a little bit of a distraction. Then Stratus dies, so he's all into this tire, gets 2. It's enough. Butcher drops a hammer, does not connect as Butcher ends up falling. Waifu gets the kill, and Bye-Week perhaps bringing this back.
Yeah, Sheershoy had his head on straight there. He went for the shatter. He connected onto 1. I believe it was Poise on the Diva, but he still had the awareness that I believe, yeah, it was Butcher was there on the opposite side of the wall, so he held it up. He checked his corners. Hex would be proud.
Check your corners when there's Reaper. Hex has been saying it for ages. Graviton in from Minish. Bye-Week. Death Blossom spinning the win it. Gets 1 at least. Most of it mitigated by Foot's Matrix Leafa. Can be able to back up, and a surprisingly conservative fight for how this series has gone.
But now Sheershoy, every time he tries to leave, he gets drawn back on in. He's moving forward. He's got the Coalescence. He's almost got the Earth Shatter. One more swing, one more Earth Shatter. There we go. He pushes forward, but he's booped away.
Lies. Nothing can stop him. Roadhog says, oh, here we go. Oh, drop the hammer.
That's beautiful.
Let's go. Hammer does get dropped. Don't know if it got too much. Stratus, tire taken down. Leafa was ready. Sheershoy, 4 HP and a prayer. He's going to be taken down. NRG dealing with this overly aggressive push. They are like irritating.
Yeah, so NRG will retake it, and now it's the final fight for Bye-Week. They need to close this out. They want to close this out. They are sitting on match points, but NRG are standing in their way. They want to send it to a 3rd point here on Oasis now.
Finish has the grab. Graviton could be huge. Sets up Sheershoy to swing the hammer even more. Minish diving in deep. Graviton out. Gets it in. Not Eden. I'm not sure the fall through is there. The whole hog from Specs able to back things up a bit. Leafa already out of the fight, and Specs continues working his way around.
And now with the follow-up, there it is. Smex just getting free damage off onto everyone. Overtime ticks away. We're going, of course, to a map number 3 here on Oasis.
Bye-Week. You have one goal. So this doesn't matter to NRG. This matters to you.
NRG is just trying to play spoiler.
Yeah, and NRG is just trying to ruin Christmas right now. Boo this team. Dare they try to win. Well,
this time, though, that small foray into the Rein versus Rein, and Butcher's just like, nah, I'm done with it. I'm done with that life. He's going to go over to the Winston instead.
Sheershoy, he's not switching.
No.
He's
I
the
can
only
see him in
Ryan.
Pro Talk right now.
He's the only Ryan brave enough to play in traffic.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right, a little bit of a change up though coming out from bye week. It's gonna be Leafa going over to the McCree. They want a little bit more burst damage on the field for them. Waifu is sticking, of course, to that Diva. As Stratus is now on that Zorba, gets the hack off. We'll see if they're gonna be able to follow up. Waifu has taken some damage, but it's
Poise down!
Poise goes down.
Early on, Leafa catches him. Poise just a bridge too far, and bye week gonna be working with a big advantage here once more. Sheershoi feeling awfully comfortable without a Tracer at his back, but he's a Demon Falls. They're not gonna have the healing. NRG can quite honestly bring this back, and Sheershoi's down.
Now, Leafa able to line up the shots onto the heads with Smex getting demagged. He will
Leafa!
get taken down. As the point unlocks, there's some final minute contest. Poise able to recall out of that and will take out Leafa.
Finish. Against the hook of the Poise. Goodbye, good night, bye week. First control of the point.
So bye week, once again, they're in the position where they can control their own destiny, walk away with the map, with the match. They're in Overwatch Contenders. They might have just given another point for free. No, they will jump down to contestant time. Stratus with the EMP connects onto a few, but everyone is so scattered that they're not able to focus out any targets. Poise comes in, Pulse Bomb connects, Sheershoi's gone.
Poise able to get the Pulse Bomb kill. It's the first one we've seen in a while. Able to give NRG new life in this fight. The problem is the res came up, they didn't camp it. It's back and forth is fine for bye week right now. So long as they have someone on the point, they continue to get progress. Earth Shatter up from Sheershoi because of course it is. Looking on the prowl, hunting once more, if you will. He will not be contained to the point, Jamerson.
Oh my.
He will go to the streets.
And did you see that out of Waifu? He uses the self-destruct. I mean, he's gonna get demagged, but he just wants to get rid of Smex. He's just laying his foot down.
Yeah.
So now at 55% our bye week, they're just 40 short percentage points away from walking away with their first victory.
Don't talk about the match. Talk about the Earth Shatter. The glory in fashion. Sheershoi on the top. Oh, he's gonna get the pin. Not quite. He could have gotten it before the problem, right? Drops the Earth Shatter on the rafters?
Yeah, but just gets him up there somehow.
Okay.
And so NRG are starting to walk away with the lead in this fight now, though. Minish wants to try and even this out by getting Smex, but it's Del caught on the crossfire. He falls.
NRG recap there, and Smex kills two for good measure. NRG able to reform, and look, what bye week's playing here, this actually could be pretty difficult for them to retake this point.
Yeah, especially in the face of all of these ultimates coming out for NRG. They've got the sound barrier, they've got the EMP. The EMP can just buy so much time for both Smex and Butcher to get their own. But again, it's bye week. They have fear of nothing. They just continue to charge forward.
No fear. They were not born with any form or capacity to feel fear, but perhaps I should have feared that. The EMP turning out the lights, and NRG easily cleaning up. No time to be a brave Reinhardt then. Now maybe it is time to play in some traffic as Minish and Waifu get run over.
Surprising coming out from bye week there that they actually used their Valkyrie. I think maybe they thought they had the fight won because they were able to get the Transcendence out early from Rob. It was Waifu who jumped on top of him, got him in a corner, and forced it out. But once the EMP came on out, I believe, yeah, the EMP came out after the Valkyrie, but still, bye week thought they had a moment there where they could have fought back into this.
Well, this is going to be coming down to wire. It's going to be 77 to 77 soon. Bye week going to be taking the jump pad up because Reinhardt's can't fly normally. Earth Shatter, soon to be up. Sheershoi once more will evaluate the battlefield as a true commander here of bye week. The Earth Shatter up once more, looking for any prey. Any will do it all. And we'll see Butcher going, and he goes for the charge once more, gets the Diva, swings the hammer, Earth Shatter up, and they're taking this fight to the ground. Drops the hammer, knocks down two.
Connects onto both tanks here, but he's instantly hacked, and it's Poise now coming alive, taking out Waifu along with Del with that pulse bomb, and now it looks like NRG Esports will go ahead and secure this team fight win, and no one able to make it. Bye week, you were so close. They're just short of the finish line.
I think
Gina, this is your fault.
I said nothing. I literally said nothing the whole time. I have been
What's on your notebook?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
All
Literally
right.
nothing. I swear to God.
Bye week
I sent a
manages
heart.
to...
I may have sent a heart to bye week on Twitter. I'm so sorry. I love you guys, though. That was so good.
Why'd you curse them then?
I did.
Why you do this to them?
I'm so proud of you guys, though. You guys crushed it. Literally, Reinhardt, well done.
I mean, they have some fan favorites out there now, right? Like, Shearshore just had to have like made so many things.
Yes. Yeah. He's made a name for himself. He has stood out.
He can join the Fraggy and Reinforce Club. No?
I've seen Prime Fraggy. Fraggy never went so deep.
So you guys,
without reckless abandon.
It's another level. We have to go deeper.
You guys were coming into this thinking that you were not going to see much of a game, and you saw a hell of a game. That was one of the closest matches that we've seen in this series.
Well, we said that this was the opportunity for bye week. With the fact that, you know, they're the ones that don't have the roster shakeup. It's Poise coming in, filling in, you know, pretty big shoes in Damon. This was the prime opportunity for bye week to get some map wins and possibly the match win.
Also, let's throw aside the ridiculousness for a moment and speak truly in a real fashion about what we just saw. The team that was most happy watching this is Toronto Esports, because if NRG plays remotely like this next week, they are going to get destroyed. They have a lot to fix, period.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is what we saw from NRG, like you said, has a lot to do with who they played with up until this point and who they are missing today, which is going to be Damon. Damon was the key to this and kind of bringing in, and again, it's Poise. We don't know how many scrims that they did have in this week that he's kind of been on call. We don't know how he's going to be playing because playoffs, yes, they start next week, but they don't end until May. So he's got quite a bit of time that he can work with these guys and get that team kind of gelling again.
But there's no rest for the wicked because, of course, we do have the round of 8 starting next week, starting on Sunday. And that is a short time. You only have about 4 days to try and get your ducks all lined up, and that's not a long time at all.
I mean, the Ducks right now, the Ducks are in different states. Like, the Ducks have flown away, and you need just some sort of, like, crazy animal handler to get them back in place, because reality is that as entertaining as this was for all sorts of unorthodox reasons, NRG, they've won the series, but you can't go into Toronto like you did today. You're not going to play the game. You're going to get 3-0'd.
All right, we do have our Old Spice player of the match, and it is going to go to Smex, doing his work on the Roadhog. There were some strong plays on both teams, and the Roadhog v Roadhog, really excellent kind of examples of what this hero is capable of within the game.
There were key moments. I mean, Hollywood is one of the reasons why, Smax on Hollywood was one of the reasons why NRG were able to take this to a map number 5 or for that victory there. That could have been bye week's first match win.
Guys, it was a freaking win for bye week. I'm sorry. Like, it was awesome.